We are entering into July, which means that if you haven't already, now is a fantastic time to implement habits, routines, and systems to help make the second half of the year truly magical. One thing I love doing is getting organized and having aesthetic sort of organization systems. So I want to start off with a little bit of a stationery overview of what I'm going to be using and how to get myself sort of organized and like map out my life for the second half of the year. So I have shown you my 2024 diary. And I am just using this one at the moment for, it's got like a weekly overview there, but I want to use this one primarily for like anything personal or appointments that I've got going on. So if Hunter and I are doing something one day, he's got an appointment, I've got an appointment. It's just sort of general life admin. That's what I'm going to be using this one for. It's also got some little stickers at the front of it that I can use, and then towards the back section it's just got lined paper, so I could use that for kind of brainstorming or different little note sections, part of my little stickers. We've got here some things, planning, meetings to buy, favorites, business, travel projects. I could come up with sort of some little lists that I could put in the back section there, and I love making a list, so I really may need to do that. But then I also bought this diary. It was an Aldi middle aisle purchase. You know that middle aisle gets me every single time. But one of the things that I like about this is that at the start of each month, it has like monthly goals, to-dos, birthdays, important dates, reminders, and then it also has like your monthly overview, but then also a weekly overview, and it's got space to write sort of to-dos, but also reminders as well. And what I want to use this one for is sort of more personal development type things. So that's where I'll put my goals, and I can do daily any things that I want to help achieve my goals. But also this will be kind of like my filming diary of like when I want to film certain things. And then this one, Aldi middle aisle, obviously. I wanted something like really aesthetic, but also I like to be able to see straight away like a monthly overview of what videos I've got coming up. So I've been able to do one every Wednesday and one every Sunday. So I want to be able to write in the videos that I've got coming up and sort of see where the gaps are, what kind of balance of content I've got happening. I really like to, wherever possible, have one out of my 2 videos a week be like some sort of cleaning, to-do, organization, productivity type video, and one maybe more like chillax, whether it's a coffee and conversations or like a slow living day. So we've sort of got a nice balance of energetic productivity, getting things done, and like relaxing as well. We don't want to be like smashing out too many to-dos. We want to, you know, have that little mix of things. And then I can also have like a bit of a to-do, any videos that I want to organize, and I can even like write in here when I'm going to be sort of blocking out time to film things, and then I can just hone in on that a little bit more, specific shots or things that I want to film in this diary. So I've got 2 that are more like filming, I guess, work related, if you will, and then one that is a little bit more lifestyle / personal related. But they're kind of the 3 main ways that I'm going to be sort of organizing like my life for the rest of this year, like life admin. I also have a journal that is specifically for YouTube, just sort of more brainstorming ideas, writing down notes, things like that. And I also have a journal that's more of like a personal journal where I can write manifestations, affirmations, prayers, poems, that sort of stuff. But I love having like things like this and colors and highlighters and stickers. Like that's my thing and my way to get organized. Like for you, it might be having notes app on your phone or having a Notion or having a bullet journal, but find the system that's going to work for you and make it fun. I was actually finding it really difficult to be inspired to set goals for the month of July. I have come up with a few. One of them is save $1,000. I will be talking more about budget in a whole separate video where I'll go through my 6 months of budgeting for the first half of the year. I had set the goal of save $1,000 for June, but what I did, and I talked about this in my June reset video, is I set the goal of save, but I also set the goal of like buy furniture and things for the house to get the house finalized. So I set two goals that were like opposing one another. So I ended up deciding that I was just going to smash it out and get the house finalized. That was paying off the lay-by for furniture for the media room, and then also paying for the blind installation in these back 2 rooms. So now that that's done, that meant that that goal was able to be achieved, but unfortunately the saving goal was not able to be achieved. So I have migrated that on to July. I'm going to save $1,000 in July. I know that we've got tax time coming up, so hopefully I'll be able to book in and get that done, maybe get some tax money back. We've also got rates coming up, so I don't know if that's in July or August, but that's going to be a big chunk, so we need to set aside, future plan and set aside some money for that. I was also able to be successful in my June goal of create like an Excel spreadsheet to look at my spendings for the first 6 months of the year. I had so much fun doing that, and I think I'm definitely going to continue on with that. And it opened my eyes up to different categories that maybe I thought that I'd spent more money on, but I hadn't, which was good, and ones where I wasn't so happy with the amount that I had spent on. But there'll be a whole coffee and conversations video going through that. So other things that I'd like to work towards for July, not like super like big or crazy, but I do want to complete some of the rest of the activities on my winter bucket list. If you haven't checked out those vlogs, make sure you do, because they're super cute. I want to finalize all the internal decor, so get that furniture that I paid off delivered, get it all styled up and everything. There'll be a cool video for that as well. But two other things that I'm not excited for, but like really want to make a priority are weekly planning of our meals, like an overview of what we're going to eat throughout the week that we can then use to create a shopping list when I go shopping, and be super strategic about not wasting and buying things specifically off the list. And also to have, I didn't assign a number to this, but I want to have some no spend days each week. I kind of already do this, but I want to be a bit more intentional about it. And for maybe like the first week or two, see how many days I'm currently doing and see if I could somehow increase that. I mean, I feel like a 3 or 4 no spend days a week is probably good. Like obviously one day I gotta go do the groceries, so that will ultimately be a spending day. But they're the sort of 5 things that I'm setting as goals for the month of July. And then there's this weird one that I'm not going to say is a goal, but it is more an intention, and it's not necessarily for July, but just like life in general, and that is to stop swearing. Now, don't get me wrong, if you don't know me in real life, I'm not a potty mouth by any means, but I am someone that used to never swear, but I have certainly been exposed to more people who swear as like part of their general conversation, and probably picked up that bad habit. And definitely when I'm frustrated or angry, I have a tendency to swear a bit more, and I just feel like it's not helpful or productive, and it's just not something that I really want as part of my general personality or like lifestyle, if you will. I don't want it to be a habit, which it kind of already is. So we're going to be working more as an intention to decrease and then ultimately stop swearing. Clean up your mouth, Carly. Time for my monthly reading wrap up. So in June I was still continuing on with Foundations, the family Bible study by Ruth and Troy Simmons, and I still have a little bit left of that, just doing one per day, so that will continue into July, but I should probably finish it about halfway through July, and I'm maintaining the rating that I set for May for that one as I continue through it. I am also still finishing off One Night on the Island, but I only have a couple of chapters left of that, so that will maybe take me like 1 or 2 more nights and then that will be done. I've also read earlier this year the other book by Josie Silver, One Day in December, and I can't remember exactly what I rated that. Maybe it was like a 3.5, but I definitely enjoyed this more. I felt like the 2 main characters for this one were a little bit more likable and the storyline was a little bit more interesting. It started off as what I was just going to anticipate to be a very stereotypical enemies to lovers trope, but it didn't quite adhere to that strict storyline, which I really liked, and I feel like there was a more significant message in the fact that it didn't do that, so that was great. But I do feel like I just want to stick with a solo narrator for a while, just for a bit of a change. But one that I really enjoyed and would definitely recommend reading is The Silent Patient. I feel like I breezed through this pretty quickly. It was a very kind of captivating, interesting, thrilling type storyline the whole way, and the ending was top notch. I would definitely recommend it if you're into more thriller type reads. I realized I didn't give this one a rating. So I would probably rate this as maybe a 4 out of 5. I still liked it, but it wasn't like those ones where it's sort of unputdownable. It's just like a nice, easy, enjoyable read. But this one, I'm probably going to rate as a 5 out of 5. I was tossing up, do I give it a 4.5? Just because I am like so very particular about my 5s, but I do think that it probably could fit in that 5 category, and if I'm not going to rate it as a 5, it's just because I'm being stingy, not for any other reason. So I am going to rate this as a 5 out of 5. Make sure you put it on your little TBR coming up for the second half of the year if that's the sort of genre you enjoy, because hopefully you will like it also. All right, time for my July reads, and I do typically feel like wintertime is a great time for warm, cozy, and uplifting books to read, but I'm just not in the mood for that at the moment, so instead I'm going dark thriller-esque books, and I picked out 2 for this month. So the first one I selected because my sister lent it to me, and I like to get onto books that were loaned to me quickly so that I can return them to their owner and they don't have to be waiting around for them. So it is Gillian Flynn's Dark Places, and she is also the author of Gone Girl. I have read that one before and seen the movie obviously, and I really enjoyed that. So this one says, Libby Day was 7 when her mother and 2 sisters were murdered in the Satan sacrifice of Kinnicky, Kansas. She survived and famously testified that her 15-year-old brother Ben was the killer. 25 years later, the Kill Club, a secret society obsessed with notorious crimes, locates Libby and pumps her for details. They hope to discover proof that may free Ben. Libby hopes to turn a profit off her tragic history. She'll reconnect with the players from that night and report her findings to the club for a fee. As Libby's search takes her from shabby Missouri strip clubs to abandoned Oklahoma tourist towns, the unimaginable truth emerges and Libby finds herself right back where she started, on the run from a killer. Named one of the best books of 2009 by The New Yorker. Love that, love a murder mystery type. And we are going with Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. How do you stop a murder when it's already happened? And this is one of the Reese's Book Club's picks, and I've read a couple of her book club picks and I do enjoy them. It's late, you're waiting up for your son, then spot him. He's with someone and you can't believe what you see. Your funny, happy teenage boy stabs this stranger. You don't know who, you don't know why, you only know your son is charged with murder. His future is lost. That night you fall asleep in despair, but when you wake, it's yesterday, the day before the murder. Somewhere in the past lie the answers, a reason for this crime, and your only chance to stop it. I'm excited. I know we're not going uplifting for middle of winter type reads, but I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy those. And if I do and I happen to breeze through them, I have located another one on my little bookshelf TBR there that I can pick up if necessary. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are picking to read for this next month. That's gonna bring us to the end of this monthly reset routine, but since it is mid-year, I am definitely in the mood for like a whole life reset, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. I upload new videos every single week. With that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.